These days, the diet market is exploding and growing tremendously, and there are so many advertisements coming out. We're going to talk a bit about this. Celebrities, doctors, pharmacists, all sorts of celebrities are appearing in countless ads, right? But the thing is, this is a fight you can't win. Inevitably, it's a fight you can only lose. Why is that? Okay, the diet market, there are only two ways to diet. The first is to restrict calories and nutrients. The second is to drastically increase your basal metabolic rate, basically stimulating your body. Everything is based on these two principles. Take a look. Herbal medicine diets, for example, use things like ephedra to stimulate you. So what happens when you're stimulated? You lose your appetite, your heart starts racing, you get insomnia and can't sleep, and while your heart is pounding, you burn more calories. Next, what about something like Wegovy? It works by reducing the function of your digestive system, basically tricking your body. By lowering digestive function, it prevents your body from absorbing nutrients and calories. These are the two mechanisms at play, but the question is, are they really feasible? If you starve yourself, of course you'll lose weight. But how long can you keep starving yourself? Why do people gain weight? Why do people end up binge eating? It's because of nutrient deficiencies. When you experience stress or certain situations that cause nutrient deficiencies, if you lack essential nutrients, you can die. Your body knows that risk of death. So isn't it natural that you end up binge eating to make up for those missing nutrients? So ultimately, dieting, or rather obesity, is caused by an imbalance of nutrients. To put it simply, it's a state of being overweight but still starving. The calories are high, but nutrients are lacking. That's why binge eating happens. People wonder, why do they keep eating even though they're already overweight? Is it because their stomach is stretched? Of course, that's part of it. The stomach does stretch. But if you stop eating, it shrinks again. So you need to understand why these kinds of behaviors occur. But instead, people just focus on losing weight. That becomes the goal. With that goal in mind, they end up depriving their bodies, for example, by creating deficiencies. Now let's look at this for a moment. There's food in front of you. I've been starving for 20 days. How can you stop yourself from eating in this situation? How can you prevent yourself from eating? With willpower? How is it possible to do that with willpower alone? I'm on the verge of starving to death and there's food right in front of me. Can you really not eat just by relying on willpower? You can't, can you? So for example, you try to force yourself to stay alert. You lose your appetite and your heart feels weak. You've gotten slimmer. But now you're experiencing extreme nutrient deficiency. Because of things like stomach atrophy, you lose your appetite and your digestive system's function declines. And the funniest thing is, after eating with a shrunken stomach, you can't digest well and you feel nauseous. I'm telling you, this isn't a side effect. That's actually the main effect. That's how they make it so you can't eat. They make it so you can't absorb nutrients. So then why go that far? Why not just not eat? It's because you can't stop eating with willpower alone, so they just lower your body's function. That's why they make it so you can't eat. So you just keep not being able to eat. Then you start losing a lot of weight. I mean, obviously if you don't eat, you're going to lose weight, right? Then at some point that stops. You spent like 12 million won on Wegovy shots and then it stopped working. Now you've stopped getting the shots. Your body is in a state of extreme nutrient deficiency. Your digestion, your digestive power has come back. What do you think will happen? You say rebound weight gain is common. It happens always, 100%. You've awakened it. You start having insomnia and things like that. And then that's over. What do you think will happen? You get rebound weight gain. But that rebound, what's so terrible about it is that your body breaks down muscle to use for energy. And then it fills you back up with fat. So the ratio in your body gets really bad. As your body fat content shoots up, you become much fatter. Just look at celebrities. Recently, take those sibling singers like Taeyok, for example. They keep gaining and losing weight, gaining and losing. And what happens in the end? They end up with panic disorder. Why does that happen? Do you think they just got unlucky and developed panic disorder? Nope. It's because of a deficiency in mineral nutrients. That's how it ends up. For example, when you keep gaining and losing weight, gaining and losing, you end up with the yo-yo effect. That process melts away muscle tissue, increases fat, causes poor blood circulation, reduces minerals, and leads to things like panic disorder, depression, or bipolar disorder. Panic disorder, heart disease. Remember Kim Young-boon from the past? After a strict diet, she passed away from cardiovascular disease. So what I'm saying is, it can lead to irreversible diseases like this. It's not just about being overweight or having a lot of weight, huh? But do you know what's the most cruel part? What do you think doctors think about this? Some Oriental medicine doctors are like demons. If you stop taking this, you get the yo-yo effect, right? Do you think they feel sorry about that? No, they get regular customers from it. No, this should only be prescribed by doctors. Once, shall we ask? When Wegovy first came out, there were even doctors who debated with me, saying for people with severe obesity. Didn't those doctors say they'd take responsibility and prescribe it only to those people? They laughed at me and said, "Oh, don't worry. This is only for people with severe obesity, and it requires a doctor's prescription." Didn't they say it can't be abused? How is it now? Even people who weigh just over 50 kilograms use it. Huh? It's actually slim young women who use it more. Who do you think is prescribing it? Doctors are the ones prescribing it. But that's not where it ends. Huh? Those people end up with irreversible conditions, depression, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, huh? Heart disease. What are you planning to do about this? Then can you win this fight? How long are you going to make them starve? How long are you going to keep them stimulated? They act that way because they have something to gain. Everyone, your lives and the lives of your loved ones are at stake here. This is a fight you can't win. Our bodies won't tolerate it. You need to know this. You need to know these truths. Only then can you break free. Like beasts caught in a trap, they end up stuck there, unable to move and lose their lives. Please spread the word. Yes, that concludes my talk.